Good morning and welcome along to Lessons in Love. And today we are with lesson 249, which is Forgiveness Ends All Suffering and Loss. We'll take a moment with our eyes closed down. Pay attention to your sit bones and invite them to soften and relax. Invite your belly to soften, your feet to ground downwards, your jaw to relax. Bring your attention to your heart. We begin this day in gratitude. We consciously open our hearts and we surrender to love. Feel yourself in that bowing position, surrendering downwards. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. And just taking a moment to feel yourself get out of the way, the small self, the small I, as you ask love to be in charge of your day. We welcome joy, we welcome fun and abundance. And just check in, is there a big fat yes inside in you to joy, fun and abundance? We recognize that all encounters are wholesome. And that all experiences can be met with an open heart and with peace of mind that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. So we're taking time to recognize the potential and the possibilities in every situation, remembering that miracles are natural and easy and readily available. And then we release these words and we let it be. And letting it be is simply that. It's that you express the words, you express them as honestly and as truthfully as you can, with as much energy behind them, and then you let them be. You don't interfere anymore. That prayer is put out there to the universe, and this is how you're beginning your day. So our lesson is forgiveness ends all suffering. Forgiveness paints a picture of a world where suffering is over. So remember, forgiveness lifts the illusion. It lifts all the veils of illusion. And we're forgiving the idea that we bought into the illusion. So if we saw somebody as less than in the illusion, we're forgiving that. Forgiving ourselves for, thinking that anything is possible other than love. Loss becomes impossible and anger makes no sense. Attack is gone and madness has an end. What suffering is now conceivable. What can be sustained? The world becomes a place of joy, just like we say in our prayer, abundance, charity, and endless giving. It is now so like to heaven that it quickly is transformed into the light that it reflects. And so the journey which the child of God began has ended in the light from which it came. So we get to return to the light. We get to know heaven on earth. We get to know ease and joy as we move through our day. We get to choose peace in challenging situations. We get to use phrases like "this too shall pass." We get to check in with the Holy Spirit when we do find something difficult and ask, what's mine to do? And we just in general lead much, much more peaceful lives when we have forgiveness at the ready at all times. And it's not just a practice anymore. It is a habit that we have developed. And that's why things are repeated over and over again, because we want to create new habits and new patterns and new neural pathways. And these new neural pathways are ones that are aligned with the love that we are. They're neural pathways that trust that we have got this, and that we've got this divine inner wisdom, this divine intelligence, what the Jewish people call Shekinah, this inner wisdom, this Sophia. There's so many names for it, but it's in us. We can tap into it, we can use it, and now we get to live with ease and grace once we do that. So the prayer is, my source, we would return our minds to you. We're surrendering it all. We're giving it back to the source from which we came, which is love. We have betrayed them. So we've betrayed our minds. We've used our minds for separation, really. Not consciously, but it can become conscious as you wake up and you choose. You choose to go back to sleep for a while. And again, if you choose to rest or hit the pause button, no judgment, because as I always say, judgment keeps us stuck even longer. But we begin to recognize that we held them in a vice of bitterness and frightened them with thoughts of violence and death. So we have lived quite fearful lives. And if fearful feels too big a word, think of stress, think of worry, think of anxiety, think of loneliness, think of feeling isolated and that you're on this journey all alone. So we've all felt all of those things. And now would we rest again in you as you created us. So now would we choose to return to love. And we may not always feel it, but what's going to happen is we're going to be feeling it more and more and more. And that's why the lessons are repeated over and over in various different ways, because we really and truly want to establish ourselves once more in the memory of God. That's what we're aiming to do, once more to remember that we truly are love. And so it takes repetition and repetition and repetition until the penny drops. And finally, it becomes the place from which we live on a daily basis. So going into our meditation, maybe just with these first couple of words from the prayer part. My source, I would return my mind to you. My source, I would return my mind to you. My source, I would return my mind to you. Here you go. Here's my mind. Use it, and use it for love and only love.